Be distractions, but that's okay. So we're working on her saddle gait.
Give us some space.
Yes, that's okay. And you couldn't even go that way if you want, but bend her. So see, your head's looking out right now. That's okay. Just try it again. But think of getting her head down before you speed up, because that's easier than speeding up. They start pacing and then we try to get their head down. So I always try to get the position for the gait and then slowly add the speed. Yep, and you might have to keep turning that left toe out and squeezing and relaxing on that left rein to straighten her head and neck. That's better. Yep. So now she looks pretty good. So now you could start adding the speed. But again, if you go to add the speed and her head comes up, get it down and then add the leg. So you're trying to do it in steps to get you there easier. And we know if her head's shaking, it's not the saddle gait. So you're good. She's just got to bend a little to the left. Yep. And then keep working on her head and not keeping her straight and not letting her speed up. She's kind of in and out of it. So you'll see when her head's shaking and then when it's not shaking as much. So now her head's shaking, she's going faster, but she's still got to go a tiny bit faster for her saddle gait. So that head will kind of help you figure out which gait it is. But her ears are flopping, so that's a very good sign that you're doing a great job. So just keep going around. Now here her head's getting more right. Yep, so think squeeze, relax with that left leg and on and off with your left leg as you're squeezing on the rein. Because you're trying to get her to carry herself, not you carry her. So you tell her what to do and then try to see if she can respond. There, you're good. Yep. Her head's a little high, but you're doing a good gait. You're doing good. Yep. That's okay. So there she almost looked like she was going to canter a little bit. You just want to slide the bit, then ask her to bring her head down and then keep going. So you don't have to stop unless you can't get her out of it. Now she's still a little crooked. And again, that's her, not you. Good. So keep her head down. Keep working on it. Yeah, and then you can always circle around here just so you get more room. And then as you're circling, oh, sorry. That's okay.
Sorry for me. Go ahead.
Yep. So as you're circling, make your circle a little bigger so you go on the outside of the poles and then bend her more to the left because her head's going out. Keep trying to get that left bend. Bring your left shoulder back a little bit if you can. And then bend your right elbow, your outside elbow, but squeezing and relaxing on your left rein, the opposite rein. Yep. So again, if her head's going up and down, make sure your right elbow's a little bent and your fingers are bent and not open. So you're kind of just doing a check on yourself. And then I'll just cut across here. So you want to do it way ahead of time. Oh. Forget it. If you cut across, you would have been ahead of Terry. But you kind of paused and then you got stuck. Gotcha. Yep. So be careful. Her head's getting high. You have a good saddle gait, but she's going to come out of it if her head stays that high because she's going to get more lateral and towards the pace. Okay. So what I'm going to have you do in a minute is don't panic or anything, but we'll be going at the saddle gait and then I'm going to tell you to start asking for the canter and I'll give you the steps. And then even if she doesn't canter, once we give the steps, start pumping like she is cantering. and keep your outside leg on her. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And what we're gonna do is canter a little bit and then we'll come back to the saddle gait. So again, try to keep her head a little bit lower because it'll help us get the canter. If it comes up like it just did and we ask for it, she's gonna go towards a pace and it'll become much harder. Now she might get distracted because he got on the outside of the arena, so prepare ahead of time. Don't let her look. So let's make that big circle down here again on the outside of the poles. So ride your turn, sit up, press with your left leg, hold that right rein more, pull it, there you go. So when you come around the turn, she kind of falls apart because you're not helping her enough. So try that circle again. You kind of have to smooth it out because if we canter it, she's gonna lose it because she's coming unbalanced on the turn. So on the turn, you wanna look first, lean back, then make your turn, and if she's not turning, close your outer rein and leg, your right rein and leg, and then bend her. So it's still rough. Do you feel it's kind of like a square that you're making? So now we got to get her head down again a little bit. Yep. Be a little bit meaner. It keeps coming up because you're letting it. So when she starts coming up, if you're a little more forceful, more pressure, she's not going to want to come up. But if she gets a release up there, they'll always keep coming up. So hold and push. Yep. So you thought about it, but you did a little late. You did pick up your outside rein, but it was a step or two too late. So try it again. If you get tired, tell me and we'll take a break. Get the bend again. Her head's going back up. Yep, and hold her on the turn. Think of like holding a kid's hand. That was better. Okay, so get her head down. We're gonna try. So what I'm gonna have you do is I'll tell you what to do and then you start doing it, okay? But we'll try and stay in this circle if we can. So half halt, shift your weight to the right, say canter, add your right leg, and then if she doesn't go, start pumping like she is cantering. Look around your circle. Half halt, release, half halt, release, half halt, release, half halt, release. Now back to your saddle gait. Whoop. Lean back, heels down, go forward. Go forward. It's to a saddle gait, not a stop.
I didn't know you. I thought you said, whoa, that's her saddle gait.
No. So our job right now is we're doing transition, saddle gait, canter, back to a saddle gait. Okay? But we have to smooth it out.
Yes.
So when you go to stop, you stand in your stirrups, she pulls you forward. You have to sit down, push your leg forward, get her to come back to you. And by practicing not just cantering, but cantering and then coming down in speed, you'll teach her how to get that slower canter. Because then when you go to half halt, she'll think, oh, we're coming out of the canter, and then you just add a little leg and you keep the nice slow canter. So go back to your saddle gait and stay in your circle. Yeah. And when we go to come down again, you can take your leg off and breathe, and she might just come back. The only mistake I'm seeing when I'm saying half halt, release, half halt, it looks like you're hanging on her. So you might have to give a bigger release or push your hands forward for a second. It's scary because they're pulling us, but if we don't let go of them, they won't let go of us. Do you need a break or you're okay?
No, I just don't know if I'm doing something to make her feel like she needs to stop. Like,
no, you're probably just getting tired. So just get after, use your stick more. Because you want to be clear. If she keeps breaking, you're like, well, I'm not having enough legs. So when she slows down, tap her if she's not responding from your leg. Okay, so we're going to try it again. So you're going to half halt, shift your weight to the outside, right leg, say canter. Now give and take, but look where you're going. Look across, look to your left, round pen. Look at the round pen. Now back to your saddle gait. So whoa, legs out in front of you, sit, legs out in front of you, they're under you. Push your legs forward, yep, and get her head down. Because you went from a canter and you came down, but you went to a pace. And that's because she got inverted, her head went up, and you fell forward. So now just go back to your saddle gait and keep saddle gaiting. So again, it should be easier because her head won't be tilted as much. But now I would bring her head a little lower. And then once you get her head down, then add a little bit more speed until you notice her head's not shaking as much. If you're not sure, you can always turn around and see if their tail is bouncing up and down some.
You want the tail bouncing?
Yes, when they're doing the saddle gait. Yep. So right now her head came back up, so it's above your horn. That's better. Bring it back down so it keeps going up and down. So we got to get it down consistently and then start adding a little bit more speed. But again, you might have to kind of hold her tight to get it in the beginning. That's it. Good. And then just a little faster. Good. And then try to keep it there. Her head went up, but it looked like you tried to correct her, so that's good. So now you're just going around trying to keep the same speed. And at times she's kind of in between a running, walk, and a saddle gait, but that's okay. Nothing's perfect in the beginning, but you're doing good with her head, and that's the most important. So if they get stiff and tense, they'll a lot of times go towards the pace. So Minnie has trot and pace in her besides her gait. So with her, anytime she's starting to get lateral, we got to bring her head down to help her back and neck relax. That's good. Good. Now stop for a minute because that's quite, whoa. And practice heels down. Don't look at her head. Yep, you can glance at it, but I'm trying to get it so when you come down from the canter, you're not staring at her head and falling forward. For most clients, I find they have to hold more in the beginning for the horse to know they're really gonna do it. And then in time, as we develop lightness and, we understand things more, it'll get better. So I'd bring her head still a little lower. That's good. Yep, so we'll go around another time and just keep checking that her head is below the horn or level with it. So right now it's a little above it. That's it. It's getting there. But you got that ear flopping. That's fantastic. And then just be careful with your hand. We don't want to pull it down, so you don't want to pull your hand towards your thighs. You want her just to react from the pressure, because when you start cantering, if you have to pull her head down like that, you're going to fall forward. So we have to be able to sit deep and get their head down. You're good. Okay, so we're gonna try and we'll just see what happens, okay? So we're gonna half halt, shift your weight to the left, say the word canter, ask her with your left leg, and then pump if she doesn't get it.
Let me go around.
Okay, yep. And again, it's just one thing after the next. Like when I do it, it's this speed. It's half halt, shift my weight, left leg, canter. It's not like everything at the same time because we're giving cues and we got to give them a second to feel it. So when you're ready, you should have used your stick much faster because she kind of conked out and then you let her and then you're like, oh, Minnie, it should have just been whack and a move on like she never did it. But again, if they do it and they get away with it once, it happens. Wrong lead, so back to your saddle gait. Yep, now get her head down, get her back in position. So it's good that she cantered. She got the wrong lead. And of all the places to ask, I would not have asked there. And the reason why is there's no fence there to support the outer side of her body, which helps you to get her lead. So until you're really good, you always want to be in a corner on a turn where they're supported with the fence.
So that corner?
Yeah, so I'll tell you when to start. It's going to be soon. So now, half halt, shift your weight, left leg canter. Lean left, a little tap with your stick. Now back to your saddle gait because it's the wrong lead. Heels down, lean back, get her head down, and then right back to your saddle gait. Good, keep working on her head. We're gonna go around once. So what I'm gonna add in is their canter comes from their hind quarter. So we're gonna try and bring her hind quarter in when we ask for it. So what I'm gonna have you do is when we go to ask for it, turn her head to the left, to the outside, because it'll bring her hind quarter in, okay? So we're gonna start now. You're gonna half halt, turn her head to the left, ask her to canter. Keep asking her. No, back to your saddle gait. Whoa, 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 heels down, she's pacing, that's why it's bouncy, but keep going, don't stop, because it's a reward and she'll try it again. Yep, so we'll just try it again. Yep, so just go another circle, but we'll ask her as you're coming into that corner, okay? She almost had it, and then she's like, I can't do it. So we'll try it, and if she doesn't get it, then I'll do it a different way. Try to get that head down a little more. That's good. So you could start trying to ask her now. So your half halt, tilt her head left. Nope, she's not getting it. So the poles will help us get her a little bit more trotty, which will help get the lead. Yep, and if she canters over it, let her go. So you could ask her here. Good. Now, whoa, look up. Stop, heels down. Wait till her head goes down. Now tell her she's the best girl ever. Give her lots of pets.
Good girl.
Yep, keep scratching her. Good girl. Now, do you know what you did there?
I didn't feel I was ready, and I couldn't tell if she was on the right lead, and I wanted to start her
So
off
did you
slow.
ask her at that pull?
I did.
You shouldn't have.
Okay.
Because you just came from a stop, and then you did a movement that's a high-level movement to go from a stop to a canter. Yep. She's trying to do the right thing. Saddle gait her and let her do it this next time, okay? Because you don't want to punish her for trying to do the right thing. Look up, let her go, sit back, heels down, lean back. Now walk. Whoa. Don't turn in towards me.
Sorry.
So the only thing by turning in towards me, you're teaching her to canter, run in the middle, and then that's how people will fall off.
Oh, okay.
So you got to stop straight if you want the horse to stop straight. So for now, go around the poles, and then when you're ready to canter, then aim at the poles. And I know she's pulling you, but just go ahead. I know it's hard because you...
Go ahead and canter?
No, just go ahead and saddle gait. So give and take, and keep making your circle. Just keep going, because in time she'll figure out, oh, now she doesn't want to canter. But you don't want to yank, you don't want to punish them for trying the right thing, so just stay in your circle and just keep going around. And then once she calms down, you're cutting your turns too much, which is making it worse. Once she calms down, then we can try it. So give and take, don't just hang. I know it's hard, but give and take, and then just be careful the stick doesn't hit her as you're giving and taking. Just keep going. Yep, you got to get better on your turns. You have to lean back and bend her a little more. That's why you're getting so close to the poles. She's doing pretty good. She's doing pretty good. I know she's dragging you, but she's like, I know what to do. And she's gaining pretty well. That turn every time is going to be too close when you're cantering. So that turn you just made, make it a little later so you're not so close to the pole. So think of starting now to push her out, not to canter, to push her out. Don't turn, stay out there, look, then turn. That was a better turn. And then don't drop her on the turn. That's where they need the help. So if you're gonna release once the turn is finished. Okay. So now this next time around, aim for the pole that we started at in the beginning. Does the one by me, okay? And then after that, just focus on your circle. If she's cantering, try to bring her head down. Stay relaxed. Keep your weight out. No, no. So see how she's coming in? Because we just taught her that. Yep, you're supposed to go over the pole. So get reorganized.
I thought you wanted me to stay on the outside of the pole.
Until we're ready to canter. And then when we're ready to canter, you're supposed to use that pole to help you. So what I just said is when you go around again, go over the pole by me and get your canter. It's okay. And I'm just talking loud so you can hear me. So we are going to use the pole to get the canter. And if she pulls you, it's okay, but sit back and wait to your left. Wait to your left. Now go. Keep going. Now stop. Whoa. Stay straight. Left rein. Left rein. Left rein. Stay straight. Now stop. Now drop your reins. Make a big fuss. So that was good. That's the one you want to quit on because you guys did it right, and I know you're both tired. The only bad thing that started happening, she kept the canter. We kind of hit the next pole,
And that turn.
which unbalanced her. Yeah, so your canter was good. It was the turn. And then when you tried to stop, she was going to run in here.
Yeah.
That's why you never want them to stop and turn. You always want to stop straight. Good job.